From the BR Proud Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jesse Gunkel with the very latest on Sally. We've now got the 7 p.m. update in place, and really not much has changed over the last few hours out there. You can see in the satellite picture. Again, we're still calling a lot of cloud cover, a huge cloud shield out there that extends from portions of Louisiana. That's currently what we're dealing with, and that goes all the way to the southern tip of Florida. You can see right now that winds are sustained at 80 miles per hour. So again, that's been pretty steady throughout the afternoon. It's been slowly weakening out there as we're seeing a little bit of westerly shear out there kind of getting dragged into the system, kind of not allowing that southern edge to develop at this point. But again, we're going to be watching this system closely because it continues to crawl at a snail's pace. And the key here is it may be another 12 to possibly 16 hours before this system makes landfall. And you see how closely it sits to the coastline. That's an issue. That means a decent amount of storm surge getting pushed inland. That also means a lot of inland water. Again, we're talking possible historic amounts of rain falling inland, and that could all filter into our local streams or to the local rivers around the area, and that eventually is going to cause some possible flash flooding. So again, heading north right now at about 2 miles per hour, you can see Hurricane Sally right now, a Category 1 storm, and should remain a Category 1 or a very strong tropical storm just by landfall. It looks like now moving right through Mobile Bay, potentially even trending a little bit further east. That's what some of the models are starting to show, which means the further east it travels, the lower our impacts become here in the capital area. So 70 miles per hour just around landfall. Looks to be around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Come Thursday, a few miles inland in southern Alabama as a tropical storm, and eventually down to a tropical depression come Thursday. But notice a slow mover. Really, this system does not move to the northeast until that next front arrives, and that won't happen until the upcoming weekend. So a lot of rain for portions of the southeast. You can see some of the track models out there, and right now kind of lifting it a little bit off towards the northeast, but potentially it could stall out a little bit and even circulate and come back into the Atlantic. I doubt that's going to happen because I think for us, a cold front's on the way, and it should be sizable enough to drop our humidity levels, drop our rain chances, and even make us a little bit cooler heading into the weekend. So you see all tropical alerts right now. We've been dropped from all tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings. Again, the closest tropical storm warning is Hancock County, just across the border into southern Mississippi. Everything east of there, however, is now a hurricane warning. They have included a few more tropical storm warnings a little bit further inland at this point. And as you can see, obviously there is a tornado watch for portions of the Panhandle and portions of southern Alabama because, again, those feeder bands could quickly fire off those rotating storms. Just remember with Laura how we had tornado warning after tornado warning. Same type of scenario possible from the Panhandle, from Panama City, really all the way to Pensacola. So the concern here is not so much for us locally what's going to happen for our vacation destinations from Dolphin Island to Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Navarre Beach. We're talking Pensacola, Fort Walton, as far as Panama City. A lot of those areas could be underwater. Some of those barrier islands are already getting submerged. Even Gulfport and Biloxi, we're talking Highway 90 already taking water at this point. So as you see, this system is going to continue to churn and push that wall of water inland. For us, we get some of those outside feeder bands and a little bit of rainfall off and on through the evening hours. Nothing expected to be much, just a little bit of rain here or there. And as you see big picture, you can see that system just a few miles to the east of us, but not really tapping into Louisiana at this point. A little bit closer, we had a couple showers out there, and just expect that for at least another 36 hours before this system drives towards the northeast. And once that really happens, then we get back into a drier pattern out there. But I do want to point out, we are starting to get some estimates of 20-plus inches of rainfall out in the Gulf of Mexico. So, again, you can see how alarming that is. A little bit further inland, just around Pensacola, some reporting stations are coming 8-plus inches of rainfall over the last few hours. Take a look at our in-house model, and you can see how it kind of tracks towards the northeast at this point with some of those feeder bands continuing to just pummel the panhandle of Florida at this point, finally lifting out by the time we get to Wednesday. And for us, a pretty dry forecast after that. And as you see locally, a little bit of cloud cover, a couple showers out there. I just want to point out also that our overall chance for tropical storm force winds, well, that continues to drop. Still a little bit breezy throughout the day tomorrow, so expect some winds at about 15, maybe 20 at times, maybe a couple gusts up to about 25, and that should be about it. I'm going to notice around Pensacola could get up to 100 plus at some point. So I think the key here is the system continues to trend further east. Luckily, they've also, because the system has weakened a little bit before arriving to the coastline, they have dropped storm surge inundation levels now at about 4 to 7 for Mobile Bay. Same thing for Gulf Shores at about 4 to 7, 4 to 6 a little bit further east, and you can see Lake Maurepas and Lake Pontchartrain now about 2 to 4. So things are looking much better there because our winds eventually will actually start to shift out of the north, and as that happens, it starts to push that water back out into the Gulf of Mexico. So big takeaway here is stay alert, stay prepared. Still the possibility of some rain, but again, it's something to kind of watch for our friends to the east, because obviously they're the ones that are really going to get hit hard by this system at this point. We really kind of dodged a bullet here in Louisiana with this system. So again, just make sure you download our free app at BeOurProud.com for the very latest. It's got all the information you need, from closures to sandbag locations and to the very latest on all incoming tropical storms. Thanks for watching us, and tune in tonight to our evening newscasts.